In the early 1930s, a tragedy unfolded in the heart of Europe, an event so horrific that it would forever scar the memory of Ukraine. A man-made famine engineered by a totalitarian regime led to the deaths of millions. This is the story of the Holodomor, the Ukrainian Holocaust. The Holodomor, which translates to death by hunger, took place between 1932 and 1933 in Soviet Ukraine. At the time, Joseph Stalin was consolidating his power in the Soviet Union, and one of his most brutal strategies was the forced collectivization of agriculture. He aimed to transform Ukraine, known as the breadbasket of Europe, into a grain factory for the rest of the Soviet Union. But this plan came at a devastating human cost. Farmers were forced to give up their land, livestock, and grain to the state. And those who resisted, they were labeled enemies of the people, deported, imprisoned, or worse. By 1932, Stalin's policies began to tighten. Soviet officials requisitioned enormous grain quotas, leaving Ukrainian farmers with nothing to eat. Borders were sealed, preventing any escape or import of food. The famine was not a natural disaster, it was a weapon, a tool to break the spirit of the Ukrainian people. The scale of the suffering was unimaginable. Entire villages starved to death. Parents buried their children only to succumb to the same fate days later. Cannibalism, once unthinkable, became a grim reality. Over 4 million Ukrainians, men, women, and children, died during the Holodomor. Even as the famine raged, Soviet propaganda insisted that everything was fine. Western journalists like Walter Duranty, the Moscow correspondent for the New York Times, downplayed the famine, ensuring that the world remained largely ignorant of the horrors unfolding in Ukraine. Why? To protect the narrative that the Soviet Union was a workers' paradise. But behind the scenes, Soviet leaders knew the truth, and they ensured that anyone who spoke out faced arrest or worse. Though the Soviet Union fell, the shadow of the Holodomor still looms over Ukraine. For decades it was a forbidden topic, but today, Ukraine commemorates the victims with solemn remembrance. Statues and memorials stand as a testament to the lives lost and the strength of the Ukrainian people. The Holodomor is a haunting reminder of the dangers of unchecked power, of the horrors that can arise when human life is devalued. But it's also a testament to resilience. Despite one of the most horrific genocides of the 20th century, the Ukrainian spirit endures, stronger, prouder, and more determined than ever to never forget. Thank you for watching. If you want to learn more about this tragic chapter of history, check the links below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, because remembering the past is the key to preventing such horrors in the future. Fade to black.